because people become delusional about the good life. They say, well, the good life for me, Ty, doesn't entail physical health. Nah, really? Really? You want to get a disease and then tell me that doesn't ruin your quality of life?
Humans of legal YouTube viewing age, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be talking about why fitness, exercise, working out is an essential part of life. I don't care who you are, I don't care what your last name is, your first name, or your middle name. This is why working out is gonna make you look good, feel good, and why it's something I've chosen to devote a significant portion of my life to, and why I think it's a smart thing for everybody to do. So, if there's one thing I could get you to believe, my goal of this video, I guess, would be to convince you that exercise has extreme physiological benefit beyond, surface level reasons that people think about going to the gym, losing weight, looking better, getting a six pack, getting just massive cannons. It's more to it than that. And if I could get you to believe that, I think I've accomplished my goal with this video. So if you can put that in your brain as something you know, then you as a human being can make choices and structure your choices and take actionable steps towards a goal. That's something we can do as people. That's a pretty cool thing, right? I think it's cool. You can learn this information, know it, and act on it. I'm gonna break it down in a real simple way. I'm not the smartest guy. I don't know too much about biology and kinesiology and chemistry and brain happenings, but I do know a bit. But what else can I do to make you really believe that I really am someone that knows a little bit about fitness? I'll just one second. All right, we're suited up. Let me show you. We're at the gym, so let's get inside. Alright, after seeing that, I have no doubts in my mind that anyone viewing this video up until this point believes that I'm a credible source for some fitness information. So we know it's given, right, that working out makes you look better, makes you more attractive, makes your body composition physically good and better, right? But the reason you keep going to the gym after it's like, okay, you look fine, you look good. The reason you would have to adopt this as part of your lifestyle is much deeper than that. Now, if you didn't know this, actually just exercising, it could be simply like running or doing push-ups, doing pull-ups, light stuff, but moving around, moving your body, exercising has so many physiological benefits about the chemical reactions that are happening in here, just like because we're human beings and that's what we've evolved to do. It's so crazy. The dopamine, the serotonin, the glands, the neuroepinephrine. Moving your body physically regulates the hormones and chemicals going on in your brain in such a way that it's been proven over and over again. I've heard this from college courses. I've heard this from just, getting into articles, reading online, watching YouTube videos about fitness.
Your happiness is predicated on your hormonal balance. You get too much estrogen, you get too much testosterone, you get too much cortisol, too much estradiol. These things mess with you. So a lot of these the simplest predictor of you having screwed up hormones are things like body fat.
The chemical effects it has on your brain are as significant as actual depression and anxiety prescription medication. There are people who, instead of taking medication, exercise, and it accomplishes the same thing. There's a Time magazine article that said something to the effect, I might mess it up, but it said something to the effect of, if there was a prescription drug that did everything that just exercise does, it would be the most expensive, biggest pharmaceutical ever in history of mankind. And there's a reason for that. So think about our brains, think about yourself as a human, think about when when people stopped evolving, like the points that our brains reach, society has evolved so much faster than our brains have. Society has like made leaps and bounds in the last, 3, 4, 500 years. And evolution is the thing that takes like hundreds of millions of years. So our brains definitely think that we're still apes, roaming around the woods, like striving all day, working all day to get our food and to survive and to reproduce and to not die for the day. So the fact that a lot of us sit around and loaf around and watch TV and our brains aren't literally in a struggle for survival, it might be safe to assume that the chemistry of what's going on in that 1,000-year-old ape brain is a little not suited to modern 2018 human activity brain level life. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Becoming exhausted sends a signal to your brain, hey, we just worked really hard for all day, and now we can sit down, relax, because we survived, we made it. Like, pat on the back, kudos to you, dude, because now we can live another day and get to reproduce. Sick. One of the important hormones in your body that is regulated a lot by exercise and can really mess you up if it's out of whack is cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone associated with stress, and what exercise and moving your body around does is it spikes your cortisol, and then you use it up and it's done, and then it comes down and remains down for the rest of the day, or for however amount of time. But if you're just sitting around not moving, yet all this life is happening, all of this, it's like, oh, I have to make car insurance payments, I have to drive to the grocery store, I have to pay the vet bills, I have to go to college, thousands of dollars in debt. Homo erectus, back in the good old days, was not standing in line at the DMV. These are new stressors, and because we don't have to run all day, chase animals, and catch our food, we don't have that natural depletion of cortisol after the stressful activity happens. So we know this about ourselves. This is a thing that us as humans can recognize the patterns in the world, recognize this is how the world works, and make choices based on that knowledge. The choice that we have to make is, I'm going to intentionally do this activity because it has this actual chemical effect that makes me literally happier. Once the cortisol goes down, the serotonin goes up. So serotonin is your body's telling you, hey, great job, keep that up. You won a fight with the day. Stand up straight with your shoulders back, because you're a winner, and we just won a thing, and we're confident and positive and good. That's serotonin. Dopamine is like, hell yeah, that feels good. Let's do that some more. I like that. That's awesome. And working out increases your levels of serotonin, and it literally builds the cells in your brain more dopamine receptors. So you can feel good more and appreciate appreciate little things more, which will help you get tasks done, help you feel better when you check things off, little mundane things off to-do lists. What Adderall does is it makes you really hypersensitive to that dopamine reaction, so it makes moving through mundane tasks really, really satisfying, and that's why people are so productive with drugs like Adderall. You gotta recognize that these hormones produce this effect in my body because I'm a human being, and optimize for those things. The same reason you move to a state with mountains, because hiking on mountains makes you happier. You see a thing that makes your life better, and you optimize your life for that thing. That is the cornerstone of how I make every decision every day, or at least I should. Is this bringing me closer to something I know brings me happiness? So I hope that was a good summary of the feel. We know about the looks, we know about working out, it makes us look better, right? I mean, it's pretty apparent, right? But what about how it makes us feel? That's the effect it has on how you feel. And I think given that worldview, at least the worldview that I have, that's like, okay, I see the things that bring me happiness and I choose to do things that optimize my life for those things. Fitness is the #1, bar none, most blatantly scientific, empirical manifestation of that mindset for me that it's the most no-brainer choice. Like, why would you not do something that is so proven to be good for you, for humans, for everybody? This book, Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene, is kind of a lot about that. It's like one of the main points in the book is humans are different because our brains are so big, because we can sit down and think about the outcomes of our choices. We can take responsibility for our actions, take agency into our lives, and make choices about things without having to do them. It's why you just know that you look both ways before you cross the street because you might get hit by a car. It doesn't take getting hit by a car to know that. That's something that, because you're human, somebody told you, you thought about it, and you're like, okay, I accept that. I will make choices based on that decision. I will not walk without looking straight into cars and smack bug in the windshield and die. The next step of taking advantage of that gift you have as a human is thinking about things proven, or even if it's like something you're striving after of your own volition, things that will bring you happiness, and doing those in your life. You would have to be like, I don't care if I offend anybody, you'd have to be an idiot not to optimize your life for the things that make you happy. How does that even offend anybody? With great power comes great responsibility. We have the knowledge of our brain's reward system, that if we do stuff, it produces a reaction in our brain. To not take action on that is an affront to humanity of the highest degree.
That is blasphemous! That is How dare you? How dare you?
To know about that, to be smart, and to make choices that are in your best interest as a human being, to take advantage of that is to really, is to be human. Like, that's it, you know? I think, as a human being, I can recommend fitness. If you haven't done it, give it a try. The best time to start something new is right now. Go on out for a run, do some push-ups on the floor, drop down to the floor right now, do some push-ups, do some pull-ups, give it a try. Fitness is a cornerstone of thriving as a human, and we should all do it. Thank you. Guys, if you liked this video, I appreciate it. If you subscribe, oh dude, if you subscribe to the channel, yes, more videos like this coming. I'm passionate about a lot of things, and I'm gonna share a lot of them with the internet, all of them, hopefully. Subscribe, you guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate ya. We'll see you next time.